So, welcome everybody to episode 7 of StripJourney. I've been told that most podcasts don't make it to episode 7, but here we are, and we're adding something new. We're going to try to do a video podcast. And I'm very happy to have with me as my first guest. As I said, there's a lot of great people in Germany, so we're going again to Germany. And this is probably a teacher that's physically the closest to me, about 5 hours drive from Copenhagen. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to Hamburg. Hi, Vlada.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to have you with me. So you have a really, really rich history. Can you give a little bit of an introduction about yourself?
I'm Vlada. I'm 31 years old and I'm living in Germany for 4 years. Originally, I came from Russia and I'm HHells frame-up teacher and the founder of HHells Dance.
Nice. So where should we start? Should we start all the way back from your dance childhood?
So my both parents was dancers and choreographers. When I was a child, everything was made for me and like my career was chosen. It worked out good for me. And I started to dance at my mom's place. She had a dance school. And at the age of 10, I entered, it's called Bashkort Choreographic Nuriyev College. It's like a special place when people want to be a ballet dancer or a folk dancer, they have to study there. So you live there, you study there, you have normal subjects like in every school, but also all academic dance, music, and all that stuff. So I studied there for 7 years. And I think after like first 4 years, I already realized that I won't be a ballet dancer. But when you enter something like this, it's a big audition, like people from all country comes and you feel that it's something special and it's really hard to quit these kind of places. And so I decided to finish. And when I finished, I never ever danced ballet again.
How old were you when you stopped?
17, I guess. I think I was 17. Yeah. And at the same time, in Moscow, started to be popular. It's called go-go dance because there was no high heels or something like that. And I watched videos on YouTube where I was a girl. Her name was still Sonia Nex. And she did something on high heels. It was quite popular, quite cool. And as a teenager, I just was impressed. I don't know, it was so cool and I liked it. So after I moved to Moscow and I started to dance at her place and I lived there like for a year, I think. And after I moved to St. Petersburg, because I also studied at St. Petersburg as a choreographer. And when I moved, I started basically to teach high heels. But in general, I started to teach when I was 14 because my mom had dance school and she allowed me to do it, which was very challenging because I was 14 and my students was 14. So basically, I was a teenager who teach teenager. And, it's the age when everyone tried to challenge you and you have to try to be professional when you don't know how to be professional. So it was quite fun, but also it gave me a kind of a vector. I realized that I like to work with teenagers because usually choreographers don't like to work teenagers. We kind of mostly separate for adults or children. Teenagers are like, okay. But probably because I had to face a lot of stuff and try to pose me like I'm a teacher, but also I'm a friend. I'm not an enemy for you. Like we can do stuff together. So yeah, and when I was, I guess 18, I started to teach high heels or St. Petersburg, and I immediately made an audition for dance crew, high heels dance crew. It was absolutely unpopular back then. And some people came to me. I was impressed. So people came to me no one knows you, you young soul, just started to dance. So I teach high heels. And yeah, and from when from this point, it's all started basically. I also teach contemporary, ballet dance, some other style, but my main focus was high heels. And so from this time I'm teaching, I also participate a lot as a dancer. I worked in theater, I worked at stadiums with celebrities, different kind of stages. So when I was like 25, I decided that my dance career is done and I will not consider myself as a dancer anymore for many ages.
So then, from then on, you're the choreographer, mostly as your main role.
Yep. Yep.
And then, so how did you end up from high heels to basically strip heels?
So I was teaching high heels, dancing high heels. It was all fun. And I moved from St. Petersburg to Moscow a few times in my life. Couldn't decide where I want to live. And last years before I moved to Germany, I lived in Moscow. And I had a membership in one dance school because for me, it's important to dance other dance styles as well. And especially back then when I was younger, like it was just a rule. I have to dance something else. And so I participated some walk classes and right after was frame up. And I heard about frame up from beginning when it all started. So I kind of looked at this, but I've never felt like I want to dance it. And to be honest, I never liked these pull-out heels. I thought, okay, this is something for horses and they will never put it on me. It's weird. But it was back then. So, and then I saw that right after walk class of frame up by Yana Rusilevich. It's one of the first participates of Agni. So she like was first of 6 or something like that. And I thought, okay, I'll just go. And at this dance school, she just started to teach, if I remember correct. And she didn't try to put these flutter heels on everyone. So I thought, nice, I will just dance high heels on the floor. Amazing. Why not? And I danced like this, and I found her lessons very calm and kind of, I just chilled there. It wasn't a hard choreos, which was good for me because I can just go and be myself and to not really, because the level of students was very different. But at the end of the season, this dance school had a concert when everyone has to present themselves. And she's like, okay, we're doing this thing. So yeah, I bought these shoes and we went to the stage, we danced. And from this moment, I started to participate more of her classes, wearing only flutter shoes, and I really liked it and find it much more comfortable than high heels because you can do, I mean, of course, if you're professional, you can dance in whatever it is, but yeah, it was just, and I started to see this aesthetics of like longer legs, and especially when choreo has a lot of legs movements and all that. So that's how it started. And I danced with her for a while, but from all frame up world, I really loved Ira Podshimалova when I wasn't in this world at all. So I thought, okay, I need to participate her classes. And I started to participate her classes. And I was with her like for a year, I guess, until coronavirus started. And I moved here. So that's basically all my experience with frame up dance. I had 2 teachers. Before I moved here, I didn't participate in any other workshops on frame up. But yeah, that felt like enough.
With your background, as you said, if you're an experienced teacher and then you just pick up the new technique and things, so then it's of course easier entryway for these things, right?
Yeah.
So you came to Hamburg, I guess, and how did you start?
So firstly, I came to Freiburg. It's a small town near France and Switzerland, really small, because I won't go to details, but because of work visa and all that stuff. So I started there. There, high heels wasn't popular at all. They didn't know what is technique, why it is, and like barely nothing. I didn't know this information. I thought like, because in my country, it's so popular, like crazy popular. So I came to dance school called Dance Emotion Studio. Very thankful to this dance school, to her owner. And it said like, okay, I'm teaching this and that. Let's try. I'll build something here. I will do it because of experience, I was quite sure that we can make it. And we did. We had a full group and we opened after a technic class. So that works well. And I guess I lived there like 2-3 years. So I'm in Hamburg a little bit more than a year. I live here. Yeah. And when I came here, I think because my mom had it in school, so I had this role model. I always tried to work by myself. Sometimes I worked at some dance studios like parallel at the same time, but I always had my thing. It's important for me. So I came here and I like, okay, I already worked in one dance school in Germany. I more or less understand how it works. Let's start from the scratch again. So yeah, and I came. I just made a post on Instagram. Some people saw it. People come, and yeah, just felt like more. I don't know. I didn't notice any different because I also moved from St. Petersburg to Moscow, and I all the time started from the beginning, and all the time had to like gain people. And I mean, of course, when you live somewhere for a year and after you move and you come back, luckily your students come back. So it's kind of, but
So you make it sound so easy, like, oh, I moved to a new place, then I started again from scratch and here. And I mean,
I think
amazing network, or what's the secret?
I think the secret, if you do something like a lot of times, you kind of know how to do it. Yeah, when you're teaching for 3 years and you start to have a new group, you know how to teach this new group. So I think it's also the fact that I don't really want to go into politics and all that, but the fact that a lot of Ukrainians are here and hopefully, luckily, they all take good to the fact that I'm Russian and we don't have any conflicts. And they needed something like this. They needed, because how I noticed that the systems mostly, maybe I just didn't look everywhere. I don't know how like things going in Berlin, for example, which is a bigger city. But people in West Europe get used to train, I don't know, twice a week for 2 hours for hobby. It is normal. It is not like something extra. It's just normal. You get used to it from your childhood, and maybe here somewhere also like this. But what I heard that they missed it, that they don't come only once a week or 2 times a week, and they learn new choreo all the time. And sometimes people come, sometimes people not come. They just needed this space, and basically I came and provided this space. So maybe because of this, it was easier to start it here. So from beginning, I had like mostly Ukrainian, Russian people, and only from September, so it was like spring, from new season, local people started to come as well.
Yeah, because there is a big difference in the teaching also level and in the system. I live in Denmark now, right? But I'm from Croatia originally, so also the way what's expected of students, that it's expected that you also put in some work yourself and you don't just show up in class and like, hey, 1, 2, 3, and we're done. New choreo next week. No. So this kind of, I think this discipline is what is not available everywhere in the West side. So I think it resonates. And as you said, you start with students who know how you work, but word spreads, right?
Yep. Yes, exactly. So it just was needed here.
So you started with HHells group, and then you frame up?
I started with HHells. Yeah. So because of also some of my reviews, I can't go back to Russia, and I really missed it, frame up classes. And it's not much around. There are girls in Hanover, who organize workshops. That's amazing. I'm so glad we do it. I so much appreciate it, because when you're teaching something, you also need to go somewhere and just chill. So when I attend workshops, I always know why I'm here. Like, am I came to learn, or I came because I know this teacher teaching good, not only choreographer, but teacher good, so I can gain some maybe new information for myself. Or I'm just so tired and I just want to move and don't think and how it looks from the side. I don't care. I just need it. So here was a little bit situation that I wanted to dance frame up, and there was no frame up like where I can attend classes. And I thought, okay, maybe let's start your own thing and see how it's going. I haven't started teaching your style for ages because till I was maybe 23, 24, I teach contemporary as well after I stopped. And after it was high heels after high heels and high heels, sometimes more contemporary, but again, high heels. And here suddenly new style. It was interesting and it was nervous. I didn't feel these feelings for a while because okay, I actually need to be really prepared to the class, really need to think about the structure, foundations. I need to repeat foundations. Because when you do it for a million years, you already you prepare, of course, but not so much because you're repeating yourself a lot. So somewhere, I think in December, we started first course and around 10 people came and I was surprised. I was so surprised. And especially because most of people was German speaking.
Oh.
So it was local. And I was like, wow, how, why you do? And we sit in the circle, and I'm asking so you know what is frame up, right? No.
So it wasn't the same girls that would come to your high heels classes?
A few of them was, three maybe, but yeah, mostly was new people.
This is the thing. We don't have a lot of experienced teachers, and this kind of style is growing here. So what should a good teacher have? What are the characteristics when you say you go to somebody who's a good teacher? As an experienced teacher, what do you consider is a good teacher characteristic?
So I think so many things. It's important that you make a class not about yourself. You make a class about them, about your students. You need to make not you shine, you need to make them shine. And this also depends on the level of your students. Are we working with beginners? Are we working with advanced professionals? Is these people danced before or they never danced before? And it's all, so you need to be adaptable and you need to understand why this person is here. Why he came or she came or they came to your class to just why they in general came to dance. Why they why we came to dance high heels or frame up, why they came to you, why they stay with you. So it's a lot of questions which you need to answer for yourself. Because if it's professional dancer, probably they know why they're here. But if it's beginner, the reasons might be I just wanna, if it's high heels or frame up, feel more feminine because that's the first thing that pop up, right? Or feel more sexy. If it's a girl who is a businesswoman, she probably wants just to chill because she's so tired and this is just a place where she can be more feminine, more woman and just don't think about nothing else. So they need to understand what's your goal and to not force people to do what they don't want to do, because I often saw that teachers, and it's natural, we want to give you good choreo. We want to give you hard choreo. We want to give you interesting choreo for our opinion, but maybe you want to just do this and this and this. Yes, so my job is from this, very slow and gentle to bring you to something what I think is good. It's I don't know, when we was younger, we watched one movies, but the more movies you watch, and if you decide to go to know about directors and in general, filmmaking and blah, 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 you won't watch these movies anymore. You want to see something more complicated, more authentic, more, I don't know. So yeah, it's not if you give someone to watch some art house, Xavier Dolan or stuff like that, who like to watch something more simple, they will don't understand. They will say, this is crazy. It's not interesting. What's going on? Why so big pauses? Just, yeah. So you need to nicely and gentle just bring them on the level you want them to be. And you need to be professional and you need to study all the time. I have a university and college, but I don't think you have to finish a university or something. But you need to invest your time and money somehow else. Always study. I'm always studying. Even now, I'm always studying because, for example, frame up strip, right? Even when I started, which was like 7 years ago or 6 years ago when I came to Yana, it was absolutely different movements. When frame up started from beginning, it was completely different movements. And now we're a young generation who do different movements. And it's not cool if you're stuck in just, something what should be, more in the past. So, like, for example, just right now I have a course from Dasha Popolo, who is from Roses. Exactly for this reason, she young. I want to see and know how she think, like what's in her head, how she makes her choreos, I just need to know it because maybe I need to reflect about my style and think what I can change to just not to be copy paste of her, of course, and not to do something only because it's trend,
Yay.
but just to be in context.
Yeah, but it is this, if you want to make your students grow, you need to grow as well, in a way.
Yeah, of course. Some people make this mistake, but I think they already amazing and let's just move from here. I like to tell people that do not have doubts in yourself, but always doubt your art.
And so now you have the HHells team, and now I see you're recruiting like a new group of people, and I already see the way you write that you want to develop these people not to be just dancers, but also, maybe teachers or choreographers and similar. That's really nice because that grows the community.
I think also important thing to understand, people should understand that communication is much better than competition. Competition do not allow you to grow. Competition take a lot of power from you because you need to think about someone else, how these people think about you, how to do better than them. And it's just crazy. It's so toxic and so much energy. It's much easier to be supportive, to be kind, to give information. It's so much easier. You're just good. And that's all. Like, you're just trying to be a good person and you have only benefits from it. And if you teach your students right, so kind of etiquette, explain some stuff, like when you also probably won't find yourself in a situation that when they quit, they do something bad for your business or for you or in general. So yes, we need to talk to people. And yes, I'm trying to grow some choreographers and from new season in September. From September, I'm planning to apply 5 new choreographers, which was all and still my students, all of them in the HHells crew participate. So yeah, we'll see.
And I know you've also traveled recently a bit in Europe for teaching. How did that go?
So I was in Finland and I was in Hanover. It went good. I think it's also important, and it has to realize which kind of teacher you are, which kind of dancer you are, what you really want, not what you have to do. Because I know a lot of people want to be famous and popular, but do they really need it? A lot of dancers want to dance with celebrities, but do you really need it? I realized quite quickly, but that popularity is absolutely not for me. And also one of the reasons that I have a dance school is because I need my space and I need no one touch me. I'm very introvert. I'm a big introvert. And I taught myself for years how to teach, how to be open when I'm teaching. But next day I'm just lying on the sofa, reading, watching shows and like, don't touch me. So from one side, it's very cool and I like it to share. And I traveled before in Russia with like ballet classes. But when I was younger, it was easier. At another side, if to be completely honest, I would love to do something like that 1.5 years maybe. I like to be at weekend at home with my cat, with my boyfriend, and just do some simple homey stuff. So felt amazing, felt great to share with other people. Yeah, I like it, but not that much to just tell you, oh my God, it was so amazing. Because I didn't, honestly, I didn't feel like, oh my God, I was invited to another country. It sounds amazing and it should be. But for me personally, it's like, yeah, nice. For next 2 months, 3 months, I'll be here. Don't want to go nowhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe it's a disappointing answer.
No, it's not. I mean, Copenhagen is close. Maybe we can have you for a short while at some point.
Yes, if you're close, guys, if I can come to you by train and it's like 4 5 hours, I mean, if it's something longer, I don't know.
That's a good point. What are the next plans for you, for your school, your cruise?
So with crew, we started in the middle of January, and it was crazy paths because we started, and I looked at girls and I thought, oh, they're quite good, they're not bad. And at the same time, I saw like one was chill and just grow and just try to build this family feeling because it's important when it's in the crew. But I saw World of Dance in Germany in May, and I thought, let's do it. And it was crazy, and it was very hard for them because for some people, like we talked from beginning, it's okay to like participate a lot of hours and all that. But for some people, we had a lesson usually 4 hours once a week, and was hard. Like just the fact that you have to, and I'm very strict about no skipping rule. So no skipping, no, you seek. Yeah, like if something really not bad happen, you're not skipping. And this is also hard because from beginning you might think, yeah, I can do it. But after 3 months, you think, I don't want to do it anymore. I can't do it. It's too hard for me because you didn't get used to this kind of. So it was hard, but it was fun. And I'm very glad that we went through this. And at the end, I think we all realized how important it was, especially when we was there. And when we looked at crews who took like first, second, third place, it was a really great level. It was like, I don't know, maybe, escape crew from Berlin. You can see that these people train from morning to evening in general, not as a crew, but this is their life. And yeah, so it was this realization. And I think it's important. And in general, plans just to grow as a dance school. That's my main thing. And to grow some more choreographers. That's also quite important because I want to now more focus on the crew. But to do that, I need to represent someone equal, like with experience, with this, with that, with maybe same faults, with maybe same view on dance. So like people don't feel that they betrayed it, So that's the plans, yeah.
Are you going to compete again with your team then?
Yeah, we're planning to. I think so. But now it will be much more chill because you start in September, competition somewhere in May. We can just be more chill.
You mentioned a bit about making choreos. And so how do you make choreos? How do you go about when you make choreos?
Very simple. Like I listening familiar song, finally find one, start to listen it like 100 times all the time on repeat. And then I just try to remember rhythm, try to pick some sounds which I like and just do it after I turn on music and I try to do it with music and see is it like fit? Do I like it? And continue, stop, play, stop, play, stop, play. So I do it like until the choreo done. What I'm trying to do now is to make choreo from improvisations, which is new thing for me because I was very bad at improvisation until I came to Ira Podshevalo. I'm still not good. I'm still not like practicing something, but she made me to do it in general because usually when I danced on workshops, choreo stuff, I go away. But she was very strict about these rules that you have to do some movements and like everyone do these movements and they like, okay, I also will do some movements. So I'm trying to make choreo from improvisation, which is interesting and new.
Nice. So what advice would you give to people who want to learn more, both in high heels and in frame up?
I talked about teaching with some friends not long time ago because I studied something currently and they didn't like the teaching method they use. It's not related to dance. And I told about like which kind of teachers I had. And I really believe that I had great teachers in general. And I don't know, is it luck or is it normal? Because some people say we didn't have something like that. But I had horrible teachers, especially in the college and ballet stuff. Like you young girl and the nicest thing you see that you fat pig, stuff like this. But I also had absolutely amazing teachers. And because of them survived this school, because they support me and they was like careful about me and they feel what I want. And like I was very good at literature and I loved to read when I was young, like so much because my teacher always gave me right books. So she saw that I have a little interest in this and she just all the time for me books and talk about it with me. And so advice is for me is to find a teacher which you want to follow, because it's important when you come to someone, like if you come to me and you don't listen to me, why you came to me, why you stay with me, right? Why you waste your time with me for months if you don't want to hear what I say or what I think. So find a teacher who you want to follow and try to build discipline. Try to think that it's like, I don't know, there are things which we do every day. Some people, for example, like to go to gym. And usually people who go to gym, for some reason, they go there like 3 times a week. We're not skipping. It is normal. But same people can go to dance and skip all the time. What's the difference? So if you wanted to improve, you need to come. And the greatest teacher can do everything for you. But if you're not there, how can I teach you? I can't teach you. No one can. So you have to come to lessons and and for this, you need to enjoy it. So you need to find something that you like. And sometimes it might be that you like a style, but you don't like teacher. So you need to find another teacher, or you like teacher, but you don't like style. But maybe when you need to look at what else this teacher teach. Sometimes I participate classes only because of how person teach. For example, this way I started to participate walk classes. I just was there accidentally. I fell in love with a teacher, and whatever he did, I always participated because it was so enjoyable for me to listen to him, to see how he teach, and I just loved it. And be kind of like, if you're cooking for yourself, right? You not just take meat, put vegetables, and just dish it all in one pot, and you not salt it, and you just eat whatever. No, you try to make it delicious for you. You take salt, you take like spices, and some people, take beautiful plate and put it all very nicely. So try to be same about it. Buy proper shoes, not any shoes. Like, be respectful to what you're doing because you're doing it for yourself. And try to do it with love. And always study. That's for everyone. Always study new things. I don't know, for me, it's so important. And maybe for teachers, find something what teach you as well, and find something for your soul where you can just then, like, I can give a name which is for me, maybe for people who like my style also to find him same. It's Alberto Blanco. I can't say that his choreos or lessons are easy. They absolutely not. They very hard. But for me, he's so cool. He's amazing choreographer. He's greatest teacher. Atmosphere is great. Like everything is so great. And I like his choreos because it's like water and he is big and make his poses and all that. So every time when I really tired, I start to look very Alberto now, where I can go to just have these hours with him. And I think for teachers, it's very important.
So keep on developing. Don't miss trainings.
Yep.
And like keep on learning, keep on reading. Put yourself out there, I guess. Kind of a summary in a way. I have a bunch of questions asked everybody, and it's mostly focused on strip, but feel free to, freestyle for your high heel needs. And I guess since you were put into strip shoes and stuff, what I guess it's sandals and not boots that you prefer?
Actually, boots, because I'm lazy and it's much easier to dance with boots. I usually put sandals only on video shootings, but daily, boots.
Boots. I guess also if you worked with Jana and she does acro, that also makes sense in a way.
Yeah.
Who is your kind of frame up icon or main inspiration? You mentioned Ira Pochuala.
She's still there. I think she's, for me personally, of course, but nowadays we have so many great choreographers. It's crazy. It's like really a lot. But yeah, for me, the fact that she's not just keeping herself updated to new lexic, she all the time creating new lexic, new vocabulary, new style. Just she's still like do this all the time. So for me, it's 100% her. I'm in love with everything what do Ushichev. And I like roses.
What is a favorite choreo that you have learned or a project that you have joined that's not your own?
I really thought about this question. It's so hard to answer. I think it's every time when you do something new on the stage, when you work for first time as a shooter, or first time as the stage, or first time with celebrity, it's like new and it feels like something amazing. As a dancer, favorite choreo, I really thought about it and wanted to name something from Podshvalova. But like 2 months ago, I think Olshichev came to Amsterdam and I so much missed this kind of choreos which he doing. And he gave Billie Eilish Skinny. And next week, I felt like home, you know? When you just miss something for so long time and you, this kind of vibe, this kind of like everything. And it felt like it was home. So I would say this one.
Yeah. And how about your own favorite choreo?
I don't have it might sound like I never appreciate what I do, or I know for sure when I do good choreo and when I do not good choreo. So I like admit it. This is choreo is good, period. But I really don't have favorite because I do it like how I usually work. We learn something for few lessons, after we shoot it, after we post it. Ta-da, done. So after we shoot, after we post, I can maybe watch it for like 2-3 days. And after I barely come back to this. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know what's my favorite one.
It's like, it's done. Next.
It's done next. Yeah. It's like, I remember what's this choreo was the most enjoyable for me to dance. But yeah, maybe that's my favorite choreos. I guess the choreos is very like feel more chill. So I guess something simple.
I mean, that's fair. Also, it's hard to, when you're a perfectionist about your own things. I think you're always more strict to yourself than other things you learn. Okay, describe frame up in one word.
Pleasure. Because that's what I felt that like when I started, I did it for my pleasure. So for my soul, for my chill, and whatever I dance frame up. And when I creating, even now, like I'm not participate as a dancer, but as a choreographer, even now, just to dance with style is something very chilling for me. For inside, not for body. It might be crazy, hard, and sometimes I can't dance my own choreo, but inside it's always like, I don't know, like I went to vacation.
Nice. And what's your most memorable moment as a teacher?
It's been so long. I think I would tell it was a lot, like really a lot. Just people who, I don't know, came to you without any dance experience and in 2 years they switched completely to dance. Or I had a girl which I believe that I can teach to dance. Basically everyone who came to me, I don't say that I can make a professional dancer, but at some level. But I remember this girl so well because she came and she didn't hear beats at all. she like couldn't recognize Veri's arms. It was like her body wasn't flexible at all. It's like when you see and you think, okay, I I really can do everything, but it won't work. This is like no. Like I'm, for example, very very bad at painting. When I was at school, I had a very small point grade. Children shouldn't have this low, but I just have zero talent there. Like horrible. But this girl, she was so interesting in her participation, and she went everywhere, not only to me, and they're like, okay, maybe you try contemporary. Okay, she went to contemporary, she went to ballet, and after a while, I moved, and not long time ago, she wrote to me or something, and I went to her page, and oh my God, she danced so good. She's such a good dancer. I want to cry because I don't know. I thought I was so wrong, and it's so amazing because yeah, it just happened. She just was so much want to dance, and she put so much effort. It's crazy. So I think that's my amazing experience.
Yeah. All right. For a change of pace, a
Yep.
fun fact about you that your students might not know.
I think they know, but I'm a huge fan of Harry Potter. And
Oh.
yeah, I'm just absolutely obsessed. It's crazy, not normal. So, but some of them know. So
which house are you?
I am Slytherin. By the test, I'm Slytherin.
Ah.
I don't know.
Nice. That was fun. I'm done with all the questions that I had for you. But is there any other messages or things you want to say to people who are listening, and in general for the community?
Well, great if you came and listened till the end. That's a lot. Just, I like to say to my students as well, after all been said, that it is serious, but it's not that serious. So always take care of yourself. If you're a dancer, even if you're a hobby dancer, it's in general, I think, not bad advice to take care of your body. But if you're a dancer, it's something that feeds you. It's something that you need all your life. So you need to go to physio, go to massage, go to just, it is same important like you put, I don't know, your facial cream, you should do it, or just a routine which you have to have. And about participate in our classes, I had the professional burnout and I thought that I will never teach again. It's because I started when I was 14. And when I was 25, I thought like I couldn't manage it. I worked too much. I didn't know how to chill. And I had a dance school and I also danced at the time. Like it was a lot. And coronavirus kind of saved me in this regard because it made me to sit for a year and do nothing. Like I want it, I don't want it, I just... So yeah, and that's why I think I try to like give this message to you need to take care of yourself and you need to participate something for your soul as well, because otherwise you're always giving, especially when you're working with beginners who's not dancer. It's hard because you come and all that you do for the first half a year is giving, 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 and not receiving. You don't receiving nothing. Like you're receiving thank you. And it's nice. But consider how much you're usually giving, you get empty very fast. And like in my case, usually after like half a year, you start to see, oh my God, she hear music. Oh my God, she start to point her feet. Oh my God, she learned the choreo. And like we're just starting to pop up. And it's finally become to be like, but yeah, take care of yourself. It's important.
And I can say as a, kind of beginner dancer, starter later, it is also for me as a dancer, it means so much when I see my teacher react and also get some pleasure out of the fact that I'm making progress. And that's also kind of closes the gap when you think like, oh, it's not working, nothing's getting better, maybe this is not for me. But then, because of this feedback, that's also what helps you keep going in this.
Yeah. I think it's important that it's important that you're doing these podcasts as well. I think I really love when people do something for just something good inside them, call to do it. But I just love when people start something themselves. And I know that it's might be hard, And yeah. And also, I think when you teach, when you consider yourself as a teacher, and maybe it's in our jobs as well, you shouldn't work for money. You have to have, I mean, you must to be paid and good paid, and you deserve it. So yeah, if you do something because of good reasons, it's usually work out well.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I absolutely agree with that. It's all about doing what you like, and good things come along. And yeah, thank you so
Yep.
much. Thank you for spending like a whole hour talking to me and
Oh
sharing
yeah.
so yeah, this is the end of the episode. Thank you for listening. We tried a video podcast. So how did we do? You can always send me feedback, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Thank you so much.